back to the channel, everybody, where this time we will be making garlic steak bites. It is going to be garlic and herb and butter steak bites on top of a bed of creamy buttery mashed potatoes. Let's not waste any time. Let's get this going. Okay, first thing we're going to do is make the creamy goodness for the mashed potatoes. In the pot, we've got a 1/4 cup of butter melted. We're going to add about 3/4 of a cup of whipping cream. And that'll be like that. We're going to add some garlic powder. About like that. And we're going to add a little bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper. And we're going to get that heated up, and then I'll be back. Okay, I've already boiled some potatoes here. Now all we need to do is put them in the potato ricer so we don't get any lumpy potatoes. Even though lumpy potatoes are perfect for this time I'm going to be making creamy potatoes. So we've got our potato ricer here. We're going to put our potatoes in there, squeeze them out, and it'll come out like rice on the bottom. If you don't have one of these, you got to get one of these. I'll put the link in the description. All right, let's get these potatoes in here. All right, let me get the rest of these mashed up, and then when I come back, I will be adding the cream and butter mixture that we made a little bit earlier. Okay, remember our cream and butter mixture? Let's get this added to the mashed potatoes. I will put in about half to start. That potato ricer really works well. We're not having lumpy potatoes. Oops. All right, I think we got enough in here. Let's get these potatoes off the heat so they don't burn. We can always heat them up a little bit later on. Let's get to the steak. Okay, now we're going to cut our steak bites. I couldn't find any ribeye in the store due to the shortages, so I picked up a rib roast and I cut a couple slices off. This will work just fine. You can use any meat you want. Let's get these cut up into bite-sized pieces. This is what you want. You don't want them much bigger than this. You want them actually bite-sized pieces so people could eat them. Boy, this meat is tender. If you like the way this knife cuts, link will be in the description as always. All my Marku knives are in the description. Alright, I'm going to put this in the pan. I'm going to get the other stuff cut up, and then I'll bring it back when it's all done, when we're ready to cook. Okay, now that we got our meat cut up into bite-sized chunks, we're going to add a little bit of avocado oil to get it all lubed up, and then we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Let's get it all mixed up. Okay, now that everybody's lubed up, let's add a little bit of salt and pepper. Okay, for the salt. And for the pepper. Alright, let's get this in the pan. Okay, you know your pan's hot enough when it goes like this. We're going to add a little bit of more avocado oil. And we're going to about half of this meat cooking. We want to get a good sear and a good color on it. So you don't want to do too much at one time. Get them all spread out. Alright, that's enough for now. Let's get a little bit of color on these. And you can cook this meat any way you like it. You can cook it medium rare, you can cook it well done, however you like it. We're going to cook it medium rare. That's what we like to eat. This is what you're looking for, some good color. We'll get these flipped over. Okay, that's a good medium rare. That's done enough for me. Let's get these taken out and we'll get the next batch going. There, we're going to add a little more avocado oil. And let's get the second batch on. All right, it's time to get the second batch off so we can get making our buttery garlic and herb goodness for the steak. So let's get these off and we'll get that going. Look at all that goodness. Just wait till we get that buttery herb stuff on it. Okay, we got a little bit of melted butter here. We are going to crush up 3 cloves of garlic in this butter, and then we're going to add a little bit of fragrance. We got a little bit of fresh thyme and some fresh rosemary, and we'll be chopping that up and putting it in there. Let's get this garlic mashed up. All right, let's get this mixed up a little bit. Now let's get our thyme and rosemary chopped up. Let's get this all mixed up. You have got to smell this. This is so fragrant and so delicious smelling. All right, let's get our meat back in the pan and get this buttery goodness all over it. I almost forgot. Got to add about a teaspoon of soy sauce. And that'll be like that. Let's get that mixed up. It won't taste like soy, but you want it in there. Okay, now we're ready to add it to the meat. All right, let's get the meat back on. Now we're going to create a hole and we're going to put this buttery goodness right in the middle. Butter, garlic, thyme, and rosemary is going to make this steak glisten and taste fabulous. Let's get all this mixed up so every piece has a bit of that butter and garlic mix. Look at that butter make that meat glisten. Oh, if you could smell this. All right, let's get this plated up. All right, so make a little well for the meat. Now to add the meat. All right, let's go in for the taste test. If you could smell this. Oh my God, this is fabulous. You have to try this. I gotta go in for another. The flavors are outstanding in this. That is some good stuff right there. The garlic, the rosemary, the thyme, everything, flavor comes out. Well, that'll do it. As always, thank you for watching. If you're new here, please subscribe. Stick around a while. I'd love to have you. Definitely a must make. I'll catch everybody on the next one. Take care, everybody.